What's up YouTube, Dan here and welcome to another episode of Career Mode. This is going to be episode 8 of my AC Milan Career Mode series. So we're going to start today's episode with a game up against Pescara, who I believe are a newly promoted team to the Serie A. So we are currently 5th in the table. Juventus are kind of running away with it. They are currently 5 points ahead of Lazio, so there's a lot of ground that needs to be made up. So as they are a newly promoted team, I took advantage of that, and they're only about 3.5-star team. And Balotelli scored a header from the corner from El Shaarawy to make it 1-0 in the 12th minute. And at this point, I knew this was going to be a high-scoring match. I knew I was going to score a lot of goals in this episode. So there you see Bojan. I would have probably expected El Shaarawy in that position to have scored, but it was Bojan and he didn't manage to score. So we get another corner here. El Shaarawy going to take it, and he whips it into the box. And again, the penalty returns, or the referees who should have gone to Specsavers has returned, and Balotelli was going to take the penalty. And I waited for the power bar to go to green, and I managed to finish it with a nice curling penalty to the left. So I was watching my Bayern Munich Super League back a couple of days ago, just watching the views, watching the likes, and it's actually doing really well. I hope this series does as well. But just quickly like to say, what a goal from Bojan. You're going to see a replay of that. So a bit of skill, a bit of stop and turn, my favourite skill to do on career mode with a 4-star skilled player. My favourite skill on the game is probably the Magidi, and it's probably the most effective in my opinion. So there you see the Bojan goal, fantastic goal, probably the best goal scored all year. And it just carried on from here, already 3-0 up, and we made it 4 just after. So as I was saying, I was watching back my Bayern Munich Super League, and it's doing really well. I think the first episode is on 42 likes, which is absolutely astounding. And this series is doing just as well for the amount of days it's been out. And thanks for the support on that career mode and this career mode. And I was just kind of seeing what the differences are between my commentary then and my commentary now. And I want to carry on, make this series a really long series as well. I'd just like to say that I want this series to be at least 50 episodes. That's what I'm aiming for, because I said in my first episode I'm beginning to have the tagline of not finishing my career modes, and then eventually I'll run out of teams to do. So I'm going to try and finish this one, and this is going to be probably the most interesting one. And the Bayern Munich one was very interesting, but I think this one will be a bit better, because another thing I've noticed is that the gameplay in my Bayern Munich was a lot more arcadey style, because I brought in a lot of good players. This is going to be a more long-term career mode, because I'm bringing in a lot of young players, the likes of Shaqiri, those kind of players, and I got a young squad as well. Only a couple of players who are retiring anyway, like the players like the left back I have who's retiring, and Yepes from Colombia. So it's a bit different, and as you might have noticed, the goals I've been scoring aren't as good as the ones I've been scoring in my Bayern Munich, and you can probably notice that if you've watched my Bayern Munich recently. So I'm trying to get the best gameplay possible. So into a game up against AS Roma now. They are a very good side. They have Totti, who's still good in his prime at the moment. Then we've got Osvaldo and Leandro Di Mal, I think that's how you say it. Really good and normal team. So we're into the game now, and we started amazing in this game. El Shaarawy picking the ball up, and in this game there was a lot of forward runs. I've kind of messed around with the custom tactics again, made it more risky, like the runs would be more risky, free running and all that good stuff. So El Shaarawy gets the first goal of the game with the near post OP returning. Fantastic shot there. So at the end of the episode, you're going to see the opening to the transfer window. You're going to see the scout report as well. So look forward to that. And here you see Bojan doing another stop and turn. I'm loving the stop and turn at the moment. And Boateng's shot got drilled into to Balotelli, and he turned around with some great reflexes and put it into the back of the net to make it 2-0 against AS Roma, who are currently 7th in the table. I think we are currently 5th or 6th, so this will be a really good couple of points. There you see Boateng's long shot, taking advantage of his amazing long shot. He's just a fantastic player. I've gone on about him so many times. There you see Balotelli with the chip. I think I underhit it a tiny bit, but the goalkeeper Stecklenburg tipped over, which I was a bit surprised about because it was going wide anyway. So Niang made it 3-0 in the 45th minute, and I promise you I'm still on Legendary. It might seem a bit strange because I have been on a bit of dodgy form lately, that I've gone to World Class maybe, but I'm still on Legendary. So 3-0 up, and I make a stupid decision here with Varane, and I took out Leandro Di Mal, and they got a free kick, but nothing came of the free kick. But the more important thing was that I got a red card. So the game ended 3-1. Now we're going to get into the first couple of days of the transfer window, probably my favourite part of career mode, and it's the whole point of career mode, probably in my opinion, and it's my favourite part of career mode as well. So you see here that one of my scouted players, who this guy was going to reach a potential of 93, has left and gone to a Spanish team, I think it is. So I've still got a couple of players. Look at these players I've got. So I've still got one with 94 potential and 93 potential. So if their potential is 69 to 94, for instance, that means they're probably going to get to the high 80s and maybe their full potential. You never know. So I've never actually experienced using a scouted player to their full potential, but I really like to in this career mode. As I said, I'm going to do a long-term career mode. So again, off of here for Panzini, 81 years old, 81 rated, 28 years old, and I only like him really because of his finesse shot. But the thing is, he's not very agile on the ball, he's not very quick, so I'm looking for a bid around 10.5 million, and I get that. But strangely, I rejected it at the time. I was just like, no, and I still thought he was a good player, but you're going to see over the next couple of episodes. He doesn't feature much, but this is the guy I'm talking about, Antonini. He is really unhappy at the club, he's really moany as well, and I was just willing to accept any bids because he's not going to get much game time, because I've got a lot of left backs at the moment. So as you see here, just looking at the scouted players again, and again I just really want them to become really good players in the future. So as you see here, we're on January the 6th, and it's the first game of the new year, and it's against Siena. I decided to sim it, and Siena around about 17th. So that's about it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next episode.